Hi everybody. I wanted to talk today, carrying on from a little post that I did last week about mental rehearsal versus visualization, because this is the way successful people get even more successful, and it doesn't necessarily have to be something that they're nervous about doing. It can be something that you just want to go really well. So it has huge power, massive power, to go through something in your mind several times before you do it. And the reason for this is that the part of the mind that it gets stored in is the unconscious mind, and the unconscious mind doesn't know the difference between your imagination and reality. So let's say you've gone through something in your mind, you've imagined it happening really well 10 times, and then you come to actually do it in real life. Your mind thinks you've already done it 10 times and this is the 11th. So it's well prepped for what you need to do and how you need to do it. So that makes it really, really powerful. So it may be that you are a sports person and there's some aspect of your sport that you want to get really, really good at. You want to get faster or bigger or higher or whatever it is. Maybe you've got to give a presentation. And at the moment, everyone's doing these lives and Zoom calls, and some people don't like doing those, so maybe it's that. Maybe it's more for performing arts, something to do with, acting or singing or something like that. So anything that you need to do that you want to do really, really well, and you feel you need a bit of practice at, you can do it via visualization, and what we're going to come on to is the mental rehearsal. So visualization, you're simply watching a movie of yourself doing it and you're putting in all the good bits. Mental rehearsal is a bit of a zooped up form of this. So mental rehearsal really gives it a bit of oomph. So let's talk about what that is. So first of all, pick something that's a very small aspect of what you want to do. So if you are a sports person, it might be just a certain movement that you've got to do, or it might be the start of a race, or if you're thinking performing arts, it might be just a small segment of a speech that you've got to say or sing. Or if you're getting on to do some kind of public speaking, it might just be that first couple of moments when you're not too sure of the audience, and you're not too sure about what you're going to say. So pick something small to start off with, and then start to think about watching yourself do it first of all. So you're watching yourself do it, and you're watching yourself doing it competently and really well. Okay? And then you layer into that a few more of our senses, because if you visualize it, that's great, but you've only used one of the 5 senses. So we're going to add a few more layers onto it. So as you think about just that small segment that you're visualizing in your mind, and at the start, as I say, you're watching yourself doing it, I want you to think about what you're hearing. It can be the things that you would hear around you anyway, or it can be what you're saying inside your head, your own self-talk. So it could be, as I say, the natural sounds of what would be there. It could be you pumping yourself up with certain words or phrases inside your head, that you can do it, that it's possible, that you're going to go for it. And you're starting to layer then quite a lot of information into this, what was just a picture. So it's a little movie now, you're watching yourself, you're hearing yourself. You might have some phrase or music even that gets you going, that makes you think really positively, really energetically, really can do. So maybe you're playing the music to yourself, or you're saying almost like an affirmation to yourself. And then layer onto that any internal feelings that you've got or that you would like to have, like the confidence, the enthusiasm, feeling of success or motivation, anything like that that's really positive. Okay. Layer onto that, if it is something where you are going to be speaking or singing or something like that, layer onto that the words and the song that you're actually doing the performance of. And then the next thing to do is to think about, for some people, there'll be something that you need to touch. So I'm thinking about horse riders who are touching the reins. They're sitting on the saddle so they can feel the saddle beneath them. You know, other sports people have got equipment that they're holding on to, and they'll be thinking about the touch of that. And you're thinking in minute detail what that feels like, what that touch is like, whether it's soft or hard or slippy, or, you know, whether you've got a firm grip or a lighter grip. And you're doing it again in the most minute detail. And then what I want you to just think about is watching yourself do it. With all the sights and sounds, it's like a 3D real life movie that you're watching yourself do. And you're watching yourself with this small segment. And you're almost, if you can, thinking about where every piece of your body would be. So whether it's a seated thing that you're doing or whether you're standing up, where's the alignment of your spine? Are you having to bend over? Are you very upright? Are you to one side? What would be the perfect position? So that you're kind of getting a muscle memory as well as the mental memory of how to think and be. So you're moving yourself, you're thinking about your arms, your legs, your body, every single part of you, even your head, because your head weighs quite a lot and it can have an impact on the way that you sit or stand. So we've got fine detail in our mental rehearsal. And you put all of that together in a little movie segment and you run it in real time. So if it's going to take you 5 minutes to do in real time, your visualization is going to take you 5 minutes to do. This is where it's good if you're a 100-meter runner and you've only got a 10-second segment to think about. So you're thinking about it in real time. When you've done that, when you've been through it once with all the sights and sounds and feelings and the touch, then you start to do it being inside your own body. So not watching yourself anymore, but being inside your body and feeling where the different parts of your body are rather than observing. Feeling, what does it feel like when the words come out of your mouth? Actually hearing it come into your own ears rather than observing somebody hearing something. And you run it through like that. So again, moment by moment in real time. And this is the kind of thing, I know it's immense detail and it does take a little bit of thinking about, but this is the kind of thing that super successful people are doing and able to do as part of their training. And as I say, whether that's a performing arts person, somebody who's got to give a presentation or talk, or somebody who is a sports person, this is the kind of thing that helps their mind believe they can do it, have a certain familiarity, and so it becomes commonplace, and so it becomes easier and easier. So the nerves drop down, and also have that success feeling. You know, some people will say that as an elite athlete, they may go through it thousands and thousands of times in their mind, as well as the physical practice, before they ever get to a track. Okay, so I hope that helps you to think about mentally rehearsing, because sometimes a visualization, I don't know about you, but I do it in about 3 seconds flat, and the actual exercise would probably take about half an hour. So it brings it much more down into the details, and that's the difference that makes the difference. Take care for now, and I will see you soon on another live. Bye.